Hi and welcome to Story Time. I'm Kimberlyn and I'm your host. I'm your guide for learning to integrate yoga into daily living, to real life practice of living well, of living intimately with inspiration and aligned with our body, mind, and our spirit. Today's story time is a bit of a confession. Maybe you already know this about me, and maybe it's even something that you know about yourself. I am a recovering perfectionist. There, I said it. It's taken me this long, not really. About 10 years ago, I finally came to terms with it. After I said I came to terms with it, probably another 10 years prior to that. But the truth of the matter is that perfectionism is not something that I alone have struggled with. In fact, one of my favorite authors, personal heroes, Brene Brown, has sold over 1 million copies of her book, The Gifts of Imperfection. So I know I'm not alone in my struggle to overcome imperfection. But I'm convinced that yoga provides the way out of this self-inflicted travesty, this shame and guilt circle. Brene's work specifically looks at the prevalence of shame in our modern culture. But what she embraces, and I love that it just reflects yoga so well, is that she understands that it's not simply about stopping, quitting. Oh, you mean that's bad? I'm going to not do that anymore. It takes practice. That's why I love the yoga. It's a practice. We're not here to perform. We get tricked into performing, and hence the performance anxiety or perfection syndrome starts to take over. But when we remember that life itself is an unfolding, or as the theme of this month, this blooming, this becoming, is in itself a practice of evolving, of opening, but it's dependent on a precursing work of cultivating. And that's exactly the language that Brene uses in her book, Gifts of Imperfection. So I'm going to do a book study. I've done it in the past, but I'm going to do it again, particularly looking at the 10 guideposts that Brene presents in this particular book. So if that's something of interest, stay tuned, because I'll be sharing more about how we can apply the Gifts of Imperfection. That was imperfect, wasn't it? How we can apply yoga to the Gifts of Imperfection to enliven our own lives, to bring us closer to cultivating the disciplines of joy, of vibrancy, of living intimately with inspiration. So what are the 10 guideposts that Brene presents? Well, I happen to have them right here. She says that when we can let go of what other people think, we begin the journey of cultivating our own authenticity. And this is really about cultivating our inner witness, our inner truth, so that we don't need external validation or external direction. That doesn't mean that we don't take in input from outside. It just means we don't need it to direct us, to guide us. Secondly, she says we let go of perfectionism and we cultivate self-compassion. Well, compassion is so connected to ahimsa, the grounding foundation, the yama, the first yama ethical principle presented by Patanjali for the Yoga Sutras. Thirdly, she says that when we let go of numbing and powerlessness, we cultivate a resilient spirit, a getting over and getting through energy. When we overcome, when we let go of scarcity and fear, perhaps even fear of the dark, we make room. We cultivate gratitude and joy. When we let go of our need for certainty, we open to intuition and faith. When we let go of comparison, that you might even extend to competition. There is no competition if we don't first have comparison. But comparison of itself is not the problem. It's when we start to value one more than the other. So when we can let go of that competition, we embrace the creativity, the expression of beauty. When we let go of exhaustion as a status symbol and a productivity as our self-worth. In other words, how are you? Oh, I'm so busy. And somehow that makes us more valuable. She says that we can really start to cultivate rest and play. When we let go of anxiety as a lifestyle, a way of putting boundaries around what we can and cannot do, we cultivate, we allow for calm and stillness. When we let go of self-doubt and supposed to, or the requirements that are not our choice. She says that way we can cultivate meaningful work, our life's work, or as the yogis call it, our dharma. And finally, when we can let go of always being in control, we make space. We literally plant the seeds and cultivate the soil for laughter, song, dance, joy in action. I'm curious what it is that you're willing to let go of. And if you're not quite sure what that looks like, start on the other side. Start on the continuum of what is it you want more of? Do you want more authenticity, more self-compassion, more resilient spirit, more gratitude and joy, more intuition and faith, more creativity, rest, play, calm and stillness? Maybe you want meaningful work. Maybe you would like to have more laughter, song, and dance in your days. There's room for all of that when we get clear about who we are and how we want to show up. Yeah, we need a circle of support. We need perhaps even a coach or a guide. And that's what I'm here for. That's what Brene Brown is offering in this particular book. But we have to let go. And some of the things that we have to let go of are the things that helped us to get where we are. They kept us safe. So I don't want to say that this work is easy. Here goes my book. It's a practice. And some days are going to be hard. But as long as we continue the practice, the work itself will grow in its ease. We will gain our confidence and our capacity to show up more authentically, to live in closer alignment. And it will bring us into connection with others who, by their own nature, by their own design, want to collaborate and to support us, and vice versa. This is the community that we were designed to be a part of. And it's based on finding our own center, our own clear dharma, our life's work. If we have yet to have a conversation, I'd invite you to accept this invitation for a inspiration checkup. Check in and see how your vital signs are doing. Are you living intimately with inspiration? Are you living vibrantly? And just maybe there's something that I can do to support you, to encourage you, and to guide you in this path of living your life's work, living your yoga. Take care, be well, receive this blessing. It is a gift that we give ourselves and simultaneously can give each other. May you breathe deeply and move freely, labor lovingly, and live vibrantly. May you be well, and may you know yoga. Namaste. Hope to see you again soon. Join me next week for story time, or maybe you want to learn more about the vision board workshop that's happening this Saturday, or book club, or any other of the number of ways in which I'm bringing yoga and life together so that we can live truly, intimately, and truly aligned with this prana, this wisdom of life force. Be well, take care, and I'll see you soon.